Trying to start this guy. Let's see if it goes. Yes, I do. Okay. Max, let's go. It's a pretty broad topic. We'll touch on bits of it. We only have 15 minutes, so it's not lots of time. My name's Rob Long, and I'm from Ottawa Catholic. And this session is about 360 video with some image stuff in here too. And I don't profess to be a huge expert. I have done it. I've dabbled. I've used 360 video. I edit it. I do some stuff in it. I try to keep up on a bit of it, but it's a rapidly changing field. So if you know more about something, just ask. I won't profess to know everything in this field. I'm introducing the streaming of 360 video as well, because it's not the easiest thing to do in the world. So I'm just showing you a little bit, and you can ask questions after if you have deeper questions. So I can definitely show you how to do it. It's not totally trivial. So I've done it, and you are live on YouTube right now. So that's a 360 video on the front screen, and that's streaming off of YouTube. He's back. I want a robot. All right. So you can see there's a little bit of delay and stuff, and I'm going to swap it to the front slide so you can actually get this URL, and we'll keep it streaming so you can dive into it for a sec. All right. So let me swap that out, and then on the side, I've got an iPad reflected up onto, just projecting up onto the screen, going through this camera, which is Wi-Fi connected to this iPad. So that's what this is, and I'll show you how that works. So I can zoom in and out on here, and I can rotate it so I can see me and everybody from here. So that's a live connection with the camera, okay? But let me take you back to the video and let you hop into YouTube and try this. You can hear my voice is coming out of there as it catches up. But it's a good 7-second delay at least between the two streams. So let me pull this up for you so you can see it. All right. So either one of these will take you there. Let me just turn that back to white. They're kind of not, I even tried to bit.ly it, but yeah, that's still kind of yucky. But if you go to one of those now, you'll go to YouTube, and you can actually jump into that stream. So if you've never been on live 360 streams, you can jump on that into our camera that's up here and actually see what that's like for a sec. I might just turn that down. I'll make that bigger. That should be the YouTube one, yeah. And yeah, that's definitely the YouTube. I think the bit.ly goes to the YouTube as well. I just tried to shorten it. Okay. I had a bit.ly for the presentation. I'll recreate it so you have a link to this because it has lots of links in it. I think I overwrote it by accident there when I put that up. Did everybody grab that? Is anybody stuck? Okay. Let me do this for you. All right, let me present that again. That's the link to this presentation. So that Google up there with A5AEUN. So if you want to grab that, there are a bunch of links in here if you're actually ever going to try this that you might want to get. So if you got the YouTube link and go to it, you should come into this classroom because I posted it public live so everybody can see it. I'll take it down in a sec. This is an older camera, this 360, and there's one. Yeah. If you've not played with these, this is one. Let me see what's You can take pictures and stuff. Okay. I'll just pass it around in case you haven't seen it. They have dual fisheye lenses on them, so you can capture this. There's a button. So I'm going to take a picture of everybody. Everybody smile. Look here. There you go. So that just takes a picture of everything in the room at once. So it's useful in many cases. So we all, as teachers, we're always trying to get our kids engaged, and our kids like to produce and contribute content. This is another way to engage them and give them another venue for actually creating that content. So I'm going to do this from two perspectives, from the student engagement creation and from the teacher. So for them, taking 360 pictures, put them up into Street View, like putting them out in the world for everybody to share, this is real content creation to them. It's not just an assignment for you as a teacher. When they start to take 360 pics, when they contribute to YouTube or the Street View or the maps or things like that, where 360 images can go easily and video, they're contributing out into the world for everybody else to share. It's authentic. They like to do authentic things, so let them do those authentic things. You go out on a field trip, why not let them share real pictures? Take along a 360 camera and do those kinds of things. Let them create tours of your school. You can do this online. Set up the 360 videos and link them all together. So you can do that really easy. It's fun and interesting for the kids and something new to do. Once you have that, you can experience it with 360 viewers. Maybe you've got Oculus or whatever, but you can also use cardboards or whatever and get that. So you can go up into any of those Google-based apps and they'll all come up with a cardboard option and then you can just do it. So that's a cool way to go back in and view them after. There's, in the slide deck, I won't go through this video, but there's a bunch of competitions and other things out there where kids contribute content. This site actually has a huge number of resources for kind of the digital filmmaking in 360. But if you haven't done filmmaking with the kids, it isn't just to do in tech or art. Kids can do this at any level now, and I encourage it as a differentiation opportunity for your kids and for you to assess it that way. But if you come into here, into this site I linked in, it's all based around 360, so they get a better perspective of it in the 360 element, not just in filmmaking and stuff in general. And it's all with kids doing stuff. So, and there's lots of examples of kids' work. So I would encourage you to take a look at that and share it in that light with the kids. For teachers, there's really interesting uses for 360 cameras. So, you know, one of the teachers from Calgary last year brought an idea out that I hadn't really, thought of. And they're doing medical work with kids. So they're post-secondary, these ones in this case. And they're doing nursing, or they're doing triage work for paramedics and things like that, where multiple people have to have hands-on. I'm like, oh my God, our kids are always doing group work. And so what they do is they put the camera in the center of the group, and then they turn on record, and it captures just all the kids at once. So you want to assess them doing communication and interactivity, and just put that little, they're not big. You just take one of these little guys, or if you can see this one on a tiny tripod up here, he's kind of attached to the cord, so he doesn't go too high. But this little guy up here, and just put it in the middle of the group. You can walk away with a video of everybody at the same time, and then it records sound and video. Now you can look around and see what everybody's doing anytime as part of that team. Did you guys, if you haven't seen the camera, we're just passing it around. You guys all see me? Okay. So there's some great opportunities to use for assessment purposes too, but maybe you've never really been thinking down that path. The other thing, on the 360 stream we have going, and think about that, where you can't have parents come in or grandparents come in to all your activities and things, and maybe there are parents out there and grandparents that want to share some of this stuff. When you shoot the video, you're shooting at that one small scene, and sometimes that doesn't cover what you really want, and you don't know what your audience wants. When you do it in 360, you actually get to give them options. They get to choose what they look at, not what you want them to see. So it's a very different experience. So I had this life-changing kind of moment kind of with 360. When all the VR stuff started coming out, and I had a Samsung VR with one of the new phones. And I don't know if anybody else saw it, but Coldplay did a live concert in 4K VR out of Chicago. So that last concert they did in Chicago, they did live, and they put 360 4K VR cameras all over the stage. And so when the band moved, they would move the focus of the camera. Or when the lead singer was sitting at the piano playing, there was a camera right here in 4K 360. And so they streamed it live. And so you were that camera, because you're sitting here and Chris is sitting here, and you can just turn and watch them 2 feet away from you playing, and the music's coming straight into your headset, and you're looking at this in ultra high def from 2 feet. It's kind of mind-blowing, actually. It was like a really interesting concert experience. So you can get those deep experiences just with video and with images in 360. So it's interesting. So it's a good way to share these kinds of performances and other things, graduations, other things. You can stream these things out live now because we have the ability to do that. Questions? Yep.
I noticed on the specs, there's a limit on the length that the video can record.
Yes, and it depends on which camera.
Stream forever.
It can stream forever because you're recording, it's just streaming out right now in the mode it's in. It also takes a drive, so you can put an SD and like crank up. So I think it'll record about 25 minutes on these old ones, straight out. You can put an SD in though, and just put it up to 64. So you can like put a ton more gigs in there, and that's a lot of video if you're hitting that, yeah. And these aren't 4K, if you're shooting 4K, okay. The file size is like just a tad larger, and so it is much harder to deal with because of the size, and if you're trying to edit and things like that, the 4K files are really big to deal with. So you have to determine which way you're gonna go. I've got a little bit on cameras, but you do have to figure that out a little bit. So these are all the Ricoh Theta S's. So that was almost first gen for these guys, but they work still pretty well. And we're going to cover some of the feature sets around things like this. I have another one in here. I've tried a couple others. I always come back to these because they always work. Like, I have another one, oh, this was supposed to be the best, the Insta360. Nah. So I have come back to these all the time because they're so easy and they just work well. And they're quite popular right there, so there's lots of support names for them. So I would definitely go up from the S now to like a solid, better HD camera than these, but that's a good camera to get, not expensive, and they just work well. You're gonna expect to pay $200 up for a camera. So maybe a decent one's gonna be $300-400, and then you can go up into the thousands if you really, really want super clear images, but basically for $400 you're gonna get a pretty good 360 camera these days. And if you go back to the S's, these are probably $200 now. They're not expensive to get, and they're still very useful. Now, when you get one, there's a few features that are on these that are really useful. So I told you there's an iPad. You guys, if you're there, you can play with your iPad. So the way that you typically control these, yeah, you can do this, right? You take the picture. So what's wrong with this? So if I just took that picture, where's the bad thing in this picture? Anyone? Yeah, my head's in it, so that would be the bad thing. So whenever you're holding this, you're in the picture. So, and you're kind of the center of the picture because it's closest to you. So you may not want that. So this is the setup you need to have to fix that. So here, you can take pictures. So see that little button at the bottom, that white one? Yeah. There you go. So he just took a picture using this camera. So the Wi-Fi connection is really useful. So this means you can run around the rock and hide behind it and then take the picture. So you're not in the picture. Now, it's great to have people in the picture too, but sometimes you don't want people in the picture, and you don't want to be the star of every single picture you take, usually, unless you're a small child. So You need to have ones with Wi-Fi like this, and that's how it works. You make a Wi-Fi connection typically to these. So having said that, when you're in setups like this and you're trying to do other things with Wi-Fi, okay, it takes your Wi-Fi. So you just sometimes have to think about it, because now your Wi-Fi connection's gone, so you can't do uploads or other things while you're connected to your camera, because it's just your Wi-Fi. So just be aware of things like that. Also on these, in this particular camera, if you hold both the on and camera button, then it goes into a live stream mode. I'm going to turn this guy around for you. So at the bottom here it says live. So now it's just shooting a stream of video out. So that's what it's doing. So that's another mode that's useful when we're on YouTube and stuff. And then right now we're in camera mode, and I just click the button and it switches to video mode, and that just shoots video. So now when we shoot, it just shoots 360 video and audio for you. So what's fun with that is editing. Okay, editing not fun. So unless you have really high-end editors that handle 360, any of the others don't handle it. So you have, the one key thing about that is, there's certain places you probably want to put 360 like YouTube. So for you to put video up into YouTube, you have to tag it so it knows it's 360 and stuff. When you bring it from your camera and stuff, it's tagged typically. When you bring it into YouTube, you have to have tagging. When you edit it, it takes all tags off. So after you edit video, let's say you want to just crop pieces out, add titles on and stuff so that you can publish it, you have to have a retagger. So I talked about some of that in the slide deck too, and give you links to things like that. But you do need to worry about things like that if you're dealing with 360. To get stuff off of it, when it's on Wi-Fi mode, you can just pull it directly on your iPad or your phone. And it's an app, a data app that does that. So it's pretty straightforward. You can also plug it into your PC as a hard drive and just pull all the videos or pictures off. So it's really easy to do that too. Most of the cameras that are out there have their own apps. So a lot of this stuff, and like this one is made to go on the phone. So there's a bunch out there now that you can actually just use with apps on a phone directly. Plug the camera in, make your phone a 360, do the editing on there. So it's usually fairly limited in what you can do, but that exists for several cameras today. Like I said, I did work with this one for a while. It was rated the best about a year ago, and still I found the apps lacking. Image quality was okay, but really dealing with it after the fact wasn't so fun. And so I went back to my Zeus, because they just worked. So we talked a little bit about this. For some of you that came in later, we're just up live right now on YouTube. So one of the things we're doing in the room for the ones that missed this was we are streaming live to YouTube. So I'm going to show you how to do that. It's not trivial, unfortunately. YouTube has a mode. I never got it working well. And if somebody ever got the live stream 360 working somehow on YouTube, they do have live streaming mode. The 360 piece is a little bit of a trick. So I will cover it, and you can always get a hold of me later, and I have a great link to a video that really walks through it in the slide deck, which is super useful, but I'll take you manually through it. Okay, because this is in the title, I'm going to walk through it now. We'll cover some of the other 360 stuff. To get 360 going, you need to have two pieces. You need to have YouTube ready to take a live stream, and you need to have a streamer on your PC to do it. So you need these two pieces, and they have to talk to each other, and there's little code keys and everything to make that work. So it's not just, oh, I upload and I'm streaming live. No, it isn't like that at all. So I'm going to pop you in and show you. So right now, this is up in YouTube, and we're in our live stream, and this is our control room where we control it. And in a live stream, you can also do chats and things like that. So if people are on the other side looking at it, they can chat with you, and you can you know, have a live interaction while you're streaming out there. So that's kind of cool. Nice thing about YouTube, they basically have unlimited bandwidth, so you don't have to worry about how many users or other thing. You have a 2,000 student high school and you want to stream, you're good. All the parents can come online and see it. It can handle it. So that's a useful feature. You do have to set this up, and these are the setup things you have to do. So you have to come in here and start a video. You have to give it basic info and setup stuff. That's pretty easy. Under these live streaming, and I give you the link into live streaming so you don't have to find it in YouTube. So on the left, we're in live streaming, and we're under the Creator Studio, and they call it a beta area. So you have to be in there. It's not the easiest thing to find. I put a direct link in the slide deck. In there, you have an event, and you have to create a new one. So you can't just do anything else. The only way to make this work is to go and create a new one. So you have to go and create a new event, come in here, and you have to set up a time that's in the future. Otherwise, it doesn't work. Once you do that, it will then let you work on ingestion settings. So how is it taking in your feed? And you have to go through here and set a few things up, and it'll come down. You have to select one of these, single or reusable stream. And when you choose the reusable stream, you can choose different bandwidths, basically, based on the size of the video. Once you click on that, all of this below appears. Before that, that doesn't appear. When it happens, I know I told you it wasn't trivial, okay? Then you need this code. This is a magical key code that you get so that your streamer and YouTube will actually talk to each other, okay? So you need this key code for the two of them to talk. Everything else will pretty much come up default and okay. Ow. So once you get your key code, you can go back, and I'll show you this. So, and I have links to this. OBS Studio is the one that I use. So this is a streaming function. So see, I have it running down here, so I'm going to bring it up. So my camera is being captured by this, and we're on a live stream right now. And that stream is being linked to YouTube. And it has a key code and a login to YouTube to make that actually happen, okay? This is why I'm saying all the directions are in here. There's a really good video, okay, that will walk you through it again and again. I'm just saying it's not totally trivial. It'll take you a couple tries probably to get it going. But if we go into settings, you'll see in here on stream, it's kind of dark, but we have a YouTube stream set up here. We have a login as well for it. So, and it'll ask you to log in. And then we have a stream key. It needs that stream key from the YouTube that we just got, that weird key of like 15 characters, put in here, and a login, and then it will connect the two once you hit live stream. The only other catch sometimes is your bandwidth and how much you're trying to stream. So are you streaming 720? Are you trying to stream more than that to 4K? It just depends a little bit on what you're doing, what bandwidth you have available, and if YouTube can pick it up. So sometimes you have to adjust that a little bit, and there's settings in here as well. So you can adjust, I know it's grayed out, but you can adjust your screen size basically of what you're actually recording. So those are the things you have to set up, and then you can start streaming. And you'll have to take a couple tries. Because there's so many fields and other things in there, most of the fields you can leave as default. I'm trying to highlight to you the ones you're going to have to change to make this work. So once you get it up and have it running, you're good to go. This is your video. You plug in your camera. As long as you have the device driver running on your computer, when you go into a streaming server like this, it should pick up your camera, and you should see the camera feed come in. You do have to add a capture camera here, so you will have to actually say go in and pick your camera. But if your camera is plugged in, it will find it, and you just pick it. Once all that's ready, you start your streaming, which we click here to start it going. Once you do that, then you can go into YouTube, and YouTube will pick up your streaming. And you go into your control room because you've set all the other stuff up. And here it will say start streaming. And it'll say preview. And before you go forward, then you have to click on this preview to get it to sync once. And then you go back up and say, okay, continue streaming. And then it'll actually kick off the stream. That's what you have to do to get live 360 streaming. All right? So if you're keen to do it, it's definitely doable. I show it to you because it isn't just a simple step. It's many steps to get there. But I think there's some very interesting rewards that you can get from doing some live streaming, especially out of your classrooms or special events. There's value in doing some of that. If you don't want to go the whole live route, it's really easy just to put a camera there, click record, and go. And download the video after and upload it to YouTube, and it'll be there. Okay, that's the simple way. Yeah.
Editing that video, pretty easy to edit it.
So you can use any of the video editors to edit it. It's wonky-ish to do because it doesn't present it. I just use WeVideo because that's what we give out to everybody. So I try to demonstrate with what we offer everybody. Do we have Premiere and everything? Yeah, we have Adobe CC in all our schools and everything. Yes, we have it. And the new versions do handle 360. They will retag it and stuff. So if you have that, great, use that.
I've been playing with it, but we don't have it, like, we haven't purchased it for it, right?
Okay.
So I want something that students can use.
We use WeVideo, so we do buy that for the board. It's not that expensive. We don't pay a lot for it. Everybody has access to it. It's in the cloud, so they can always have access to it, and they can do it from Chromebooks or PCs or whatever you want.
Okay.
The key is, and I have it on a slide. So I'm gonna restate this. So I take the video into WeVideo, edit it, add titles, everything onto it. Those are weird too because you're in 360 and it doesn't understand 360. So we'll add titles and everything into your video, clip all the stuff out you want, you got your video. You have to bring it into another tool, and the tool will just launch and say, I need to retag this file as 360 video. I have the tool here. So you have to do that one piece. Once you retag the video, then it's ready to post in YouTube, and it will understand it as a 360 video. So let me, oh well, I have anything. Yeah. So this is the light. No, it's not this. I linked it in the actual thing. It's a tagger. Oh, here it is. Spatial media metadata. So that little tool is just a little script, and all it does is choose a file, add tags. So it's not rocket science. You just have to do it if you want it to actually sit up in YouTube and actually be recognized as a 360 video. All right, let me see if I can do this. Questions? All right, let me show you a couple other things. So that's the video piece. I promised I would do that. That's the video piece. It's multi-step, we'll say. And make sure you've watched the video. If you're gonna do it, watch the video I put in on the link so that you can review those steps. And if you're really stuck, then get a hold of me. It won't come up 360. It won't bring it up in a 360 view. So you can't really view it properly because you need it to come up like that. So over here, let me show you the app a little bit too. This is the Theta app. So I've got this in a 360 view mode, which I can shrink down, and now we're on a little bubble. So you can capture it that way as an image. So I could take this picture about that way. So it just depends how you want to do it. You can also on these then view it this way so you get a whole panorama view before you take an image. You can do that. I'm going to get out of there. You can also then download the pictures from the camera so you can take it wirelessly onto here and then you have it here. These are 360 pictures that I've taken before. This is a video you're playing. 360 video if you never do that. So this, you can see I'm moving, but I can still look at whatever I want in the video. So that's kind of the advantage of doing that live thing. Now I get to look at my kid. I can stare at my kid the whole time. Even though you pointed the camera over there, it doesn't matter if you're in 360, so that's cool. So this is, I go to this screen, I already have everything downloaded, but if I took a picture there, then I can transfer back to here. Then I can use local app editors and stuff too, if I wanted to do that, if I downloaded data app editors to do those kinds of things. So that's all that you do with this. So now you've got them, you can put them wherever you want, put them up into Google Photos, it'll understand 360 as well. So wherever you have a place where you can put the 360 stuff, it'll work from there. And the only way you connect, I had mentioned, so I have a Wi-Fi connection to there, so I'm stuck, right? So all I have is that. Until I pull that Wi-Fi, then I can go back to the cloud and do my uploads and everything like that. All right, so that's a video piece, okay? Sorry, I know it's intense, but if you ever want to do it, that's what you got to do. I think the photos piece is the hot piece, really. Okay, the video works and it's really cool, and it's cool for kids to actually get into it and do some editing and offer that differentiation piece. The live piece is super tough, okay? It is tricky to do, and I will help you if you get stuck. But the photos piece and just using it as a camera or using any camera as a 360 camera gives a lot of option for kids to participate. Because now they can go on to things like Street View, go onto maps, take pictures, post into the real world. So that's a really interesting thing for kids and an opportunity. I don't know if you use Street View. Does everybody use Street View? Who hasn't used Street View app? Okay, so everybody's in Street View. It's an app, not Street View like, oh, a little blue guy. No, Street View app, okay? Okay, who does not have Street View app downloaded on their phone right now? Okay. So the Street View app is slightly different than just Street View. I would encourage you to download this app. Does it have all of Google Street View in it? Yes. But it also has really well labeled all the other 360s that everybody in the world has taken and posted. You can pretty much go anywhere in the world and get 360 images of anything on Street View. It's cool. Kids can contribute as well. Now, one of the really cool things is any camera will become a 360 camera if you use this app. So you can go into this app, and in that corner there, if you have any smartphone, you can just go and take a 360 pic. It's super fun. So to take a 360 pic, I don't know, it's about 40 pictures, I would say. So it guides you, and feel free to do it, it's fun. And yeah, it'll guide you, but you have to take a full sphere, which is 4 or 5 rows high, and then you have to take pictures like this in a circle to make a full 360. So it works, and it stitches them very well, usually. It's pretty good at it. So anybody can contribute, is what I'm saying. That's a low bar. So the next bar up is to buy a cheap 360, and then you just go click.
Which is much easier.
Super easy. I'm just saying anybody could participate as long as you have any kind of smartphone or a tablet or anything mobile. It will work if you put the Street View app on it. And it's Google Street View. Should find you that app. The other interesting thing about the app is now you can explore the world with your kids, because really people all over the world are shooting 360 and they put in Street View, and it's cool. You want to go see penguins? Just go to the South Pole. Lots of people have 360s of penguins. You want to go up north? You want to go anywhere? It's shocking. And when you go into the maps, you get these little red dots like that, where people have taken more, you see bigger dots, and then you click into the dots, and then more dots appear, and you click in until you just get ones. They always have little numbers beside them. So they'll say, oh, there's 50 shots in this circle. So you click in. Oh, it breaks it up. Until you get these individual dots, then you jump into the pictures and look at them. Once you pick an area, at the bottom the pictures appear and you can scroll into them and then click them. So if there's only 10 pics that's on slide, you scroll through, there's 10 pics, jump into the pics and take a look. we did that, more stuff. Oh yeah, this was my fun. So, if you never do this, go onto YouTube and just do a search for 360. So all these videos and everything will come up that are 360, and there's lots of bands and other things that put their stuff up there. Okay, the Coldplay video that's up there is not the really cool one in 4K, so it's just not there. But it was mind-boggling. And if you haven't tried the new Google Earths, so Google redid Google Earth a while back. So they have apps now on iOS. It runs on Chrome as well. So it's not that big, huge installable thing anymore, and it's not that crap thing that they tried to do on the web. It actually works really well and allows you to go explore the world with your kids. So I encourage you to try the new Google Earth and go on the explorations within it, because it's very interesting. All right. Okay, we actually have time to try a couple things. So, I'm going to ask you to try this. So, if, and a bunch of you didn't have it on, download the actual Street View app and actually contribute something to the world. So, get the app, get into the camera, and actually take a picture and try it once and see how it is. When you do that, it should give you the option to contribute. And you can actually just post this room many, many times into the Pictureverse. And it's a good test just to try your skills at this. If
Blur all the faces there.
what's that?
Blur all the faces there.
Okay, great job. In YouTube, if you didn't know, you can't, well, not in 360, but there is a video editor still, has a little piece of it where you can blur faces. So if you are capturing video of your kids, that's straight video, 2D, then you can take it in there for a post-edit face blur. So that's pretty useful too. And if you don't want to take a picture and try that, I then would encourage you, if you haven't, to actually go in, try YouTube 360s if you've never done that, and look for it. If you haven't done that, or if you have done that, then how many of you have Within app? So Within is another app. It's on one of the slides on here. But Within will take you into a bunch of award-winning 360 videos that are out there. So a bunch of them are documentaries. So if you've never seen that app, I would encourage you to jump into that and take a look at some of those things that are in there as well. There's some really good documentaries on like Syria and other things in there, and different lives people live are in there as well. It's very cool. If you're expert on all this stuff, then you can take your 360 pictures and put them in story spheres. So in story spheres, you can add hotspots, audio, and links to other spheres. So it's an outside thing, so you have to go outside into it to use it. But again, it offers more interesting opportunities, because you can take a picture of something in the classroom and then go add audio and things to it. So it's kind of cool. Yeah. It never used to. I haven't checked too recently, but it was free.
Does it use the same thing as Singly?
With 360s?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the thing link do
So you can,
360s.
with Singlink, you can tag your 360s and do your hotspots and whatnot, but yeah, now I have to pay $30 for the year. That's all right. It's just a nice
But you pay for that.
Yeah,
This
but
was always
it
free.
was $30 for the year. It's
Okay,
not,
it's not
a
a lot.
lot. For that, I was happy.
But hop in, had always been free. I haven't checked in the last like maybe 8 months, but it was free before that.
Another question, quickly, have you tried Tour Creator? Is it similar to Tour Creator?
I haven't tried it.
So you can use, there's another tool called Poly,
Yeah.
Google Poly, so
Yeah.
it'll do similar things to that.
Do the multimedia piece?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
So
go.
It's actually very similar to Story.
Story Creator, yeah. And this was okay, it wasn't totally awesome.
Yeah.
Like breaking in your spheres also up into Google and then making tours is cool to do, but I find it's been slightly glitchy still. It's not perfect on the linking. So it's cool for students to do that and having them do a tour of, let's say you went out on a field trip and then do a little tour after. Have them do tours of your school and stuff so you can link it onto the web and things. Those are cool projects that they'll probably like to do. And they're not that hard to do, but they also usually aren't totally perfect in their linking.
Want to get rid of yourself, I've had you sign a rock.
Yeah.
Vanish 360 app, and then it takes 3 shots of your data, but it edits you in automatically. Makes it so much easier.
Write that down.
I get tired of hiding.
Yes. So that was a good suggestion. Nobody's given me that before. Vanish 360 to take you out of your 360.
If you're taking just a picture,
Yeah.
it'll edit you out. But you have to take 3 separate pictures of the same shot, and then it finishes it.
But like with the 360 camera picture?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just download, like I've got it on my iPad.
You give it 3 files.
And then I hook up the camera, and then I just walk a little bit,
Yeah.
and then it edits me out. It's like seeing myself.
Yeah. That's cool. Okay, that's all I got really. I mean, I can go in depth in any one of those more, but I want to make sure I covered. Yep.
Could you get the link for this again?
Oh, to the slide deck? Sure.
Just because it seems to link to everything else.
Yes, it does.
Big help, tech video.
This one?
So.
So the top one, the A5AEUN, that one? Is that what you mean? That's the link to the slide deck.
I would like the link to the slide deck.
That is it. So line 3, Google? Yeah. That's the link to the slide deck. Those two are the links to the live stream, which I'll take down momentarily. And send it out to all of you.
Well, yeah, we can hear everything.
Maybe, yeah. These don't, they have audio, and they're okay, but if I'm walking over there, their audio's not so awesome.
Yeah, but when you were going through those steps, so it's like
They
the
could be in
download
there.
the software, that
Yep.
would be great, actually, I would like that.
All right.
So you said Google Photos could handle 360 photos?
It should handle 360s.
If you use the app to take 360s, Street View seems to put it on the map.
Yes.
There are a couple of other apps that'll do the same sort of thing, but sometimes if it goes through the camera roll,
Yep.
especially on an iPhone or a flat,
Oh,
will,
But you have to
Correct.
save the 360s, you don't want to save them like the photos, because I haven't been able to.
to save it straight in?
Yeah, you
It-
have to save it in, like, because you rent it as storage, right?
Yeah.
So where are you saving all your photos?
Well, if it's work stuff, we have a Google domain, so there's unlimited storage.
how do you get the 360 photo into that Google space?
When I take it and it's on my camera roll, they all get backed up there.
Camera roll on
My Samsung.
your phone?
Yeah, it all just goes there, and from here I can upload them. So when I'm on my computer and I have them, if they're in my drive or anywhere else, I upload them in.
Well, I can, but and I have them, that's the method. But the issue
Android. Android phone. I have a break too. For us, I'm so we can right up to our Google Drive for us.
But if you have it on your Mac, you should be able to upload into Photos.
I don't know how to get the 360 file itself on there.
Where'd you get the 360?
I don't know. I've got a bunch of them.
You've got them on here. Can you just save the drive from here though?
Oh, yeah.
Like if you go to Drive here, yeah. Or go to Photos here and do an upload from camera. Does it let you access your actual camera file? Safe drive home, everybody. Thanks for coming. You're welcome. You're welcome. Yep. It's not in camera, so, and it doesn't give you access to your drive. Okay, so do drive.
Okay, I'm having issues saving to Google. that it will save it 65. But I'm having issues taking it, and without like reject the metadata all over again.
Yeah. But if it if this picture had metadata, it would not load it.
It should.
Is there a 360 file?
Not PNG. Okay, so where's your phone is on your phone? Now it's in, where did this last one go?
It did, just as soon as it went into the drive, it automatically flashed. Which, and like all the files say that you can, everybody's been using Google, so I'm like, oh.
Yeah, because I know mine was just there and I never really.
But you're going from a Samsung versus, like, does that matter? Like, I'm using the same camera as you.
But even from a camera, I mean, I'll go directly onto my hard drive and upload the Google stuff on it. Like I have a million pictures.
So I've got to be doing something wrong.
Like from camera, I'll just download.
Yeah.
And then I have all the pictures, and then I never retag them or anything ever.
Try it right now while you're still in the room.
Okay.
Because it'll work. Right? Like her girl.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'd love to have kids take a picture in 360, share it through Google Photos or Google Drive somehow, so that everybody on a computer or tablet can just
Right, exactly. In the shared album. Photos. For some reason. So there's where so it's in the app. And if you save that to your phone, that's a file for the drive to Now, how about that that? I usually use the phone, so I don't use the iPad.
But that should affect you.
Yeah, that would be the 360 file from the data.
What do you want? Do you want to plug in the camera?
No,
Just download? Yeah.
I imagine that would work.
Okay. Well, I want to try. Let's do it. I have the camera downloaded. Right, I've got the camera on here.
I gotta look at most of that stuff.
Here.
Can I talk to you?
I want to move that into my Google Drive. So, these are 360s. So I sent it to people that reuse that. Alright, well here's the JPEG. Okay, so, in order to import that, right? So let's import it into
Yep.
the desktop. Automatically.
They have asbestos in
Into,
Really? Okay. All right, is that a problem though?
and the guy needs
Yeah. Mhm. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Or maybe they do the work. Yeah. Yep. All right. Yep. Yep, that's very thorough, Homer. as much as
Oh,
well.
I watched that.
That was a very thorough one.
Is that
Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll see what you can do. Yeah, I don't want you to be screwed later on sale, but you need to be, yeah, hopefully if you get all that work done, it'll be fine for the next sale. Yeah. Yeah. Yep, yep. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. But if you can't actually sell the house, it's a problem. All right. Okay, that sounds like you're going down a good path. All right, I better get. Okay, bye. See ya. But you should get a 360.
It worked.
You got it to work?
Does the interpret?
It worked.
So what did you do?
What he suggested, which was go and upload it directly into the photos
Yeah.
versus, right?
Oh, from what though? The camera?
So, so I just dragged out the desktop so I could find it.
But you're taking it from the camera.
So, yes, this is the camera, right? So these are JPEGs though. What do I do with my, if I have an
Yeah, that should work too in photos.
Alright. Alright.
And the new iPhone about the
Oh God.
But I know when I was playing in the Adobe Creative, I had to do things like had to have keys to make sure that it was
Yeah.
properly. But it was fine. But I want things that
And when
I
you save them
specifically.
like in CC, like it should be tagged now.
It did. It did. But the issue is you gotta pay for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I tried, and the board said absolutely not. There's no way. So the whole purpose wasn't for me. I'm loving it. It's epic canvas. So I don't know. And then, so the, and like the other thing you suggested was like $30 easier.
Video?
Yeah. So, but what I want is, like, I wanted it to be, not just for me, I wanted to be able, that's why I bought like the lower end camera, which I did all my research on, but it such a great. Like I wanted them to
Are
be
you all
able to do
Mac?
it. No, certainly not, Mac.
All right.
But no, they have.
They should be able to just pull it in, yeah.
Yeah, but I want them to be able to edit those videos, right? Because they want to be able to make videos of their learning
Right.
classes, their libraries, and walkthroughs and everything.
So I pay like 25K I think a year for WeVideo for the board.
And how many do you have?
45,000. That's what I'm saying. You can buy my video. Sure.
Thanks.
Yeah. If you want something that's web-based, everybody can access from any device, at home, at school, that's
Yes, I do.
pretty much
I
your
want
one
them to,
choice.
so I've been playing with, like, that's why I'm in the other apps. I've been playing with every app
Yeah.
that's in the 360 because I wanted to know what could they do.
Yeah.
And they can edit the pictures, no problem, but I want them to be able to edit videos.
Yep.
They got way more settings.
That's what we use to use, and that's why, because it's fully accessible from anywhere, and they will kneel. So, don't take it as.
All right, so this one I'm gonna have to reconvert into, right?
Yeah, and there's tools that will do that too.
Yeah, I know.
Like with data collection tools.
Yeah, but the other issue is because this is a board computer, I can do everything on my own Mac. I can. It's very annoying. I'm thinking, they take me out the other one.
Well,
Wow.
All the system software and all the apps and commercial, we'll just pull down options and start. USB stick in and send to my hard drive.
And ever since I moved in there, I've been really self-conscious about where I put everything. What is the market? What is the
When I would do, it'd be like this before. If you really want.
Yeah, well, we just had this talk about how, like, I know, but I really don't know, like,
Oh, I have lots of, yeah.
If I do stick this fast, USB, and load your stuff on, that you're using your school computer, using your stuff
With that, where's the OS sitting now?
on the stick.
Yeah, so which OS is on this thing?
ICR.
So that's your one up. Yeah.
Well, 'cause
Caveat.
they'll take, if I go off the authorized network and go to the BYOD, they said they give me admin privileges. But it's, you know, it's a pain, because then I get, like when you were talking, and I'm like, yeah, that's great, there's no way they're gonna let students just create the faces of me. God forbid them, they'll see their faces. They can go out in the world and have their faces seen, but.
Well, I mean, before you publish, you will have to have sign off and things like that, if you're gonna publish widely and stuff.
Absolutely.
Making it private, publishing and stuff.
Oh, yeah, so most of mine is private, because I've got so much classroom, and then every now and then I would publish publicly for, you know, local pieces and stuff, or go to the art gallery, because now they're all about, they'll let you do that, right?
Yeah.
And not that.
Like the art gallery's like, yeah, come, do 360, send it out, right?
Finally.
Yeah.
That's good.
So thank
You're doing
you.
great stuff.
Well,
I hope you learned something.
this was a good, yeah, this was a good piece. I might reach out to you.
Yeah, the
Because
live
there was
stuff
like,
is like,
well, it didn't look like when you were doing it, I was like,
Oh, no.
I know where the Creator Studio is, I can do that. It
Yeah.
was just, okay, I have to download that piece to do it.
Yeah.
And having, like, if you either send that or if you've got the how-to videos links there,
Yeah, it's
then,
there.
I think I can do that, no problem. And that's.
bye, yeah,
Like,
have a great trip home.
I
Yeah, the
think-
video's great and takes you through step by step, so it's
Yeah,
really.
I'm thinking that they would, but again, like, I can't show school assemblies that way, are you kidding me? We have to basically confiscate cameras.
That's a
at the
public,
door.
that's a public, forum, so the rules don't apply.
Yeah, you think.
No, it's true. It's a public setting, so you're allowed to take pictures.
So the rules don't apply even for all those kids that have signed up and said you absolutely can't take my picture?
Yeah, it's a public forum. It's like in public, you can still take pictures of people that.
Yeah, I know, so when I did the plowing match, that's how we got around that.
Yeah. Well, in a school grad or whatever, that becomes a public forum because you've invited public in. So it actually becomes a public forum, and so those rules are banned from there. That's the way it is.
All right, that's good to know.
Yep.
Because I was talking to somebody from another board, and they're now saying they can't connect their Google account to their Adobe. That the board is saying you have to sign in a different way.
What?
All the things that, you know, we're using our Google account to access, so we have one sign-in.
Mm-hmm.
Their board's saying no. Thankfully, my board hasn't said that yet.
Well, I'm curious as to the reason.
And then, so are you using the V now?
But I would like to go to a B.
So I bought the V.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I bought the S myself, because that was.
Cheap.
Exactly, when I was allowed to.
Yeah.
Anything over 300 I have to get approval for.
Yeah.
So they finally approved, and I've been playing with the V. And I gotta tell you, for the cost difference, it's way faster,
Yeah.
but I'm not noticing a huge quality difference.
Really? That's why I would buy it. Like, it's gonna have way better quality.
It's not huge, not to me.
Okay, good to know. And I bought another camera, somebody else had.
Well,
another
and
one.
I almost went for that Insta360, you know?
was
Like, I did
disappointed.
so much research.
Me too.
Everybody I talked to was like, buy this.
But I wasn't that happy with it. Like,
With,
actually,
no, I didn't do that one. I bought the Theta because everybody else said buy it.
Yeah. Buy the Theta or the 360?
No, they said buy the Theta, because, well, actually the guy in the class VR down there,
Yeah.
you know, the orange goggle guys, he was the one who finally tipped me over the edge and went, no, Theta, every educator I know has been using it successfully.
Yeah. They just work. But I thought, okay, I had these way back when they just came out.
Yeah.
So they're old for me. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna upgrade. Like, that's a recent camera, it's gonna have better.
So what is your role?
I'm tech support. So.
So you get the opportunity, so do you get to go into classrooms and do stuff with kids? Do you lend it to teachers? How does it?
These we don't, I recommend it to teachers. These we will let down occasionally, but we don't do many programs anymore from boards, just too much boards too big.
Like I was impressed you handed your camera around. I wouldn't do that. They touch my lens. You're gonna scratch my lens. I have a little hard plastic case for mine when it goes to teachers.
Yeah, no, I'm not that fanatical about them. But, yeah, no, I don't, I mean, I do visit classes and we go to schools all the time, so I usually help kick off the schools with, because there's always so much viewer detected in these schools.
Yep.
So I usually go and visit them, and then I make one of the classrooms. Mostly I have to work with teachers. And then I have staff that are, my job changes here, so mostly I'm doing more of our application. I also control all the technology for the board. Um, and I have all the applications across the board, whether they're educational or administrative. So I have all the staff that manage all of those too. So
You talk very normal for a tech person.
I was a computer scientist by trade also. So I did a microbit one earlier.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I missed that one. I did the Raspberry Pi one.
Yeah.
I feel fairly confident. Actually, can I steal your Bitly now? For the microbit one? I feel fairly confident with the microbit, but I'm always looking.
It was an intro one.
So did you, like, what did you do? Like, find
I-
the cases and
Well, I was teaching them how to code more than anything.
I want to steal your Bitly.
Okay, let me find it.
The Raspberry Pi, because I really like it. You can do with them.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably it.
And then I went down and said it was the Edison kit.
Edison.
So the Edison is a little orange robot.
Oh yeah.
And it says, so what I didn't realize was that you can, you know, the Osbox, you
Mhm.
can code with the white
Mhm.
font, right?
Yeah.
So the Edison, you can do the same thing.
Oh.
So it's using text,
Mhm.
then you can code with the Edison, and you can also translate which makes it more.
Well, we have a bunch of the Kates down there that the Inksmith guys have.
Yeah, do you like the Kates? I was iffy on whether I should invest in those.
Well, the thing I like about it, one, it has a bunch of sensors with it already, and it comes with the microbit, so you kind of make back some money on that. But two, we're pushing microbits a lot for a bunch of reasons. So, I mean, my reasons are all in the slide deck, but I like that we're staying in the same coding area, the same devices, so that we can replicate. Oh, see,
Yep.
you learned microbits and you learned how to do those really simple things. Now
Now
let's
you
build a
can learn.
robot and make that the controller for the robot. And because
Okay.
the microbits have so many sensors and things on them, like they already have a Wi-Fi card and everything on them, so you can, do remote controllers and things. So yeah, and it has a screen, right? So you get immediate feedback capability. So that's a huge thing because getting that feedback piece into any of the others, not the same. Like you're gonna have to attach a bunch of shit and
I was talking to the guy from Microsoft.
Yeah.
We went there for the Minecraft and they let me go in and and he was using not Playground Circuit, but very similar to Playground Circuit. And he said it was like far superior. So I just was like, and it was similar in price point.
Yeah.
So I wanted to.
I wonder what it is. I would like to know, yeah.
It was like I have it.
Because there's things I like about this. I love that it has motion sensors. I love that it
Mhm.
has buttons that you can press on it. I love that it has a screen you can use to put things out so you can read it and stuff. I like that it's already designed to go mobile so easily with the battery pack and everything like that. So
It's working great with my AirPods.
yeah.
It's being blocked by my firewall and my Chromebooks. My tech guys, I contact Microbits. They're like, yep, it's not our end.
Yeah.
And my tech guys are like, I don't know what to do. So I have to go sit down with them.
But it works in the cloud. It has a simulator, so you can just do the code and test it right there. You can shade. You can it's like it's huge. It has JavaScript. It has Python coding. I'm like, okay, this is kind of a really good environment, like for kids, and right up into high-end kids. And then you have wireless controllers, and it's like, damn, you can do a lot of shit with that microbit. So, well, it makes a lot of sense. Like when I got it, I don't know, 2 years ago or whatever, I'm like, okay, this is where we have to go. Like this offers so much more opportunity and so many lower starting points and then higher endpoints than almost anything else. Yeah, Raspberry Pis and stuff. Okay, but you're starting mid to high, not low. This offers you low. You don't even need a device. Just run the simulator. Like totally. Yeah. And we've done that. I'm trying to stop them from doing those as much as say, you can do anything with this. Yeah, they're not so. Lame-o. Yeah. Right. So we're pushing these in 7, 8, and we put the K8s, and we wrote a bunch of HAPRA, like we wrote a bunch of curriculum around it for 7, 8 in science especially to put in the microbits. So we have a bunch of that. So this is, I'll show you real quick. So this is the code. We probably could. We do share our curriculum, but it's usually in HAPRA. We use HAPRA on top of Google. It's pretty awesome, but we pay for it. So this is how we start coding, right? 2 lines. Make it print your name when you push the button. Okay, so I make them do that, so you get that. These are for people no code, right? Then I say, you're not allowed to use the on buttons or any of the on. Now write the same code. So I keep tweaking them to understand coding, not just, okay, you made it work. Use the simplest thing, but now you're gonna have to think, because you're not allowed to use that. How do you do the exact same thing with code? And part of the lesson is oh my God. Yeah. That's funny. And you remember that. So we do these several times and say, and I'm trying to teach them that your kids are going to solve problems in very different ways. And if you don't think their way's right, that's a problem because you set an expectation for an outcome. You can't describe what the path is to get to the outcome. You need to assess on the outcomes now. And then you can let your kids read each other's code and teach them this. And I talk to them about literacy around code as a language and as a literacy. Shit. I know. It was awful. And I'm sure he's a real smart guy. No. And he was all over the place. It wasn't like a focused, concise message that bothers me. So then we go into more stuff, right? And then we say, okay, how could they have rewritten this and show them again? You can't judge on them. And then we go into actually talking about debugging seriously. And then I give them code that they have to enter. And then they have to figure out what's wrong with the code. It runs. But in this world, there's no syntactic errors. It's all logic that's failing. So where's the logical error in this? So they have to find out that here, oh, it's not displaying the last line. And then they have to figure out in the code where it is. So I try and teach them about debugging because when your kids come to you, you can read all the language and syntax of block code. The problem's going to be in logic. You're going to have to be able to read code or get their friends to help you read code to find out where they've made a logical error. That's what you're looking for, it's not broken. You can't break it in Blockly. So then we keep going on. So then we build on other ones. Oh, you turned on a light bulb. Like in this one, they have to turn on a light bulb. Yep. Then they have to make it flash with buttons. Then they have to remote control the light bulb from another one, right? So I take little ideas like that. Now we've taught them electric circuits. Now you turned it on. Well, I was a teacher too, and a computer scientist. So I have my hand in both worlds. So it's good. No. And I have those guys, right? So I have staff that, yes. And we keep them there for a good reason. So it's true.
Interesting. So does your board use Minecraft?
We are.
So you don't even ever use Microsoft like at all? Interesting, because we still live in both worlds.
Yeah.
All of the school stuff is in Google, and if I want to talk to superintendents, I got to talk to them on Microsoft. It's
We are
very
completely
bizarre.
Google. Yeah, and
Nice. No, I love Google. I love what Google can do.
I think we're missing a keynote.
Oh, we are. And all the prizes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I
I
did not.
apologize.
No. I didn't print any prizes or anything.
Ooh,
What you got?
I'm stealing. It's a female. To connect up some of the computers.
So,
I'm gonna present a presentation.
yeah.
All right, thank you very much.
Well,
Well, once a year with this company, but there's not a company that we have.
Were you on the setup? Yeah.
So, what was it? 2 hours?
It was 4 hours.
4 hours. We'll be out here in 2. Takedown is easier?
Oh yeah, half the time.
Yeah.
Always generally half the time of the setup.
Yeah. So they put half the guys on it?
Yeah. Well, no, we put more guys on it usually.
To go fast?
Yeah.